Okay, okay. Is them monetize or demonetize, would they?
I do the cha-cha like a sissy girl.
Hello and welcome to this Thursday's edition of Movie News with
Aha!
very different surroundings we are embracing at the moment. A major disaster last night, where I think I
Yeah.
lasted maybe about 2 minutes. I was in 1986 in
Exterminate!
Beirut. Yeah,
Exterminate!
so hopefully this is going to be working, John. As you can tell, folks, co-hosting John C. Walsh. I'm Stephen John McLaughlin, and we are. I'm looking very pixelated, John.
No, you're looking
Again,
fine. You're looking much better than
right?
last night, Stephen. Sadly, we have to drag the screen up because we're using
Yeah.
Discord video chat now. It's not full
But
screen.
I look like an extra from Minecraft
You
on
need,
my screen.
Stephen, I think you have to
So
sit back a little bit and maybe. I think you'd be good. There you go. No one will
yeah,
tell the difference. You
yeah.
need to remember, Stephen, I have better lights than you. I've got a big fancy softbox light here, so it's a little bit
Yeah.
more high tech. You've got the lights in the
Well,
ceiling.
listen. Hopefully, our government gets their finger out and sorts this for February because I don't really want to be doing this
No.
too much. But yeah, we're in lockdown here in Scotland, so this is what we're having to do, folks. And
Wondrous.
as you can gather from our thumbnail and our headline, we are going to be talking about Bollywood movies to watch out for in 2021. Now, I've got a list of 10 here, John.
Yes.
Before we get into the 10, these are the 10 anticipated Bollywood movies for this year. We did say we would try compile something. Well, we did actually get this coming in from Book My Show
Yeah.
website.
Yeah.
But I'm going to let you in first, John, with the first movie before we
Yes,
work
this is an
on.
11th movie.
Yeah, so it's Fifth Beat. Oh, yeah.
Yes, it's
So,
purely, Stephen, because I had a thumbnail to make, and the nature in which I craft the thumbnails for these anticipated shows or movie shows is that I have four posters and someone in the middle. Now, Akshay is already in one of the movies we're speaking about within this top 10, but I put Akshay in from Surya Vanshi as well because it's a Bollywood movie. It was supposed to be coming out last year. Because of coronavirus, it got delayed until this year. And of course, it's Rohit Shetty, and it's Akshay himself, it's Ranveer Singh, it's Ajay Devgan. It's part of this cop universe. We've had different movies within this universe. We reacted to the trailer, Stephen, a very long trailer, 2-3 minutes long. I love
yeah,
this. I love the vibe. I love the action. I love the music. I love these three superstars getting together. Ajay gets out the car while it's spinning. Actually, just looks larger than life. We've seen him in that
yeah.
transvestite sort of possession movie as well. This guy is absolute dynamite. He's charisma personified. This movie looks brilliant. I'm looking forward to it. That's why I had to add it in,
Yeah.
and I'm going to
Yeah, I
watch it.
think so. I think it was justified as well, John. Just for its energy. You know,
Yes.
as I recall, it was very high paced, bombastic as well, sound effects, uh, obviously music.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a film, obviously, we're looking forward to seeing.
Suryavanshi.
Yeah, what we do is we do compile lists, you know, from the community
Yes.
for recommendations, and also when we come across trailers as well, and we compile the list. And I know that we will be getting back into doing the movie reviews very shortly. I don't think we'll be doing it tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
John, because we've not really had time because of all the technical issues we've had this week. It's not really given us a lot of time to actually sit down and watch any movies,
No.
ironically, but we'll get there anyway. But that is one. I'm glad you've included that in the list anyway, John. But I'm going to move on to.
Sadly, Stephen,
Um,
we're not on Twitch tonight. Something's happened.
oh, okay.
Oh
Oh,
well.
well, I'm sure we'll work it out. We'll work it out. We can work it out, as the
We
Beatles
can
once
work
said.
it out. We can work
Life
it
is very
out.
short,
Yes.
Nicola. So get us out of lockdown. So I'll just kick on, John, with the first movie, and it's and you've got to pardon our pronunciation at times as well. It's very late here. We're nearly
Stephen,
at midnight
sadly,
in
I didn't think ahead of the game and put you in as the camera on the web graphic, so you're not going to be in the web when I go to the actual web graphic. Not been thought out at all this show. It'll be me looking very awkward, so I maybe dip my head down whilst you're speaking. If indeed I've got the same actual website as you, but I'll let you in, Stephen.
Well, John, I'm going to bring my mic up and I'm going to be doing my best Archie McPherson now, so it's
Woof.
the sound's a little bit better. So, hopefully, not too many stramashes. We're going to move on to this film called Ram Prasad Ki Tevri. Now, this is a family drama. Is Seema Pawa's directorial debut. The story revolves around a particular Bhargava family coming together for 13 days to perform the last rites and rituals of the head of the family. Ramprasad Bhargava, after premiering at the Mumbai Film Festival in October 2019, the film released theatrically on January 1st. Is this something that intrigues you, John?
Stephen, I'm actually just trying to put this show together. So it does. It sounds very interesting. The fact that it has been doing the rounds around some film festivals, the Mumbai Film Festival, means it must have a
Yeah.
bit of gravitas to it. It must have something going on underneath it. I can't sit here and say I know a lot about Nijaruddin Shah. I can't see
Yeah.
the person's name, or Shima Pa. I don't know a lot about
Seema
these
Pava, yeah.
Shima Pava, but the beauty of the
Well, it's
journey.
their directorial debut, so you won't know them.
Stephen, the beauty of the journey we've been going on with these indie movies is that I'm willing to learn. I'm a sponge. So I'm quite happy
Mm.
to go on the journey and learn about these movies. If you do bear with me, I'm going to copy and paste you in. It's going to look horrendous. You're going to be massive. But we will get this sorted out, Stephen. 2 seconds,
Yeah.
just adrift, because it's
He'd-
only right that you're on the screen when
I actually don't
we're actually
mind.
talking about.
Seriously, I don't mind.
No, I'll let you on. Don't worry about that. And not only will I let you on, Stephen, you'll look better because you'll be smaller.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's size you down. It's a shambles. We
Yeah.
didn't do this.
Well, listen, John, while you're doing that, I'll just wrap it on anyway to the next movie. It's Sardar Udham Singh.
Yes.
And after stealing hearts with his performance in Yuri, The Surgical Strike, and bagging the National Film Award, actor Vicky Kaushal is set to play freedom fighter Udham Singh in this upcoming movie. British actress Benita Sandrew stars opposite Kaushal in the film. The upcoming biographical is directed by Shujit Sirkar and was earlier set to premiere on Gandhi Jai Athne last year. The film is now set to release on January 15th, so we're only actually
So this is on
a week
Netflix.
away.
This one's going on
Yeah,
Netflix.
well, it's Indian Netflix, John.
Indie
We'd have to
Netflix.
actually check and see if it's on the UK one. But this sounds very interesting as well, and I do like biographical films anyway for the historic element, and it's an educational element for us.
Certainly is, Stephen. I hope you're not gone. It looks as though you're frozen up. We may have to get you back in. You're looking as though you've had a stroke there. But you're right. I do like a biographical movie as well. I'll have to go to myself just now. Oh, we've got. Thank you for watching. What is going on here? Shambles. Bear with us, guys. I will try and get. You know what I'll do? Actually, I'll quickly go. Be right back. I'll be back in a moment. And we are back. We are back. Stephen's back as well. As you were saying, Stephen, you do like good biographical movies. They're stealing hearts with performances in this movie, they do say. It looks interesting, and the fact that it is a Netflix original, even though you're suggesting that maybe indie Netflix, I think we've seen the expansive catalogue of indie movies on Netflix over here. We watched the Bahubali movies, so I've got confidence this will pop up on Netflix at some point, and I'll perhaps give it a watch. Stephen, I'm just glad we're speaking about Bollywood movies, even though we've not got a huge amount of knowledge on them, admittedly, because we have been criticised throughout our journey on this Indian sort of movie watching journey for not paying enough attention to the northern Indian movies. We've been heavily saturated with South Indian content, so this is eye-opening looking through this. And I tell you what, the next one looks absolutely incredible. This guy looks amazing. Vicky Kaushal, I think it is. He looks like something out of Peaky Blinders. Looks absolutely
This is a Trangi Ray, yeah,
it looks amazing. Look at that guy. Look at that suit. Look at that coat. Look at that haircut. Wow.
Immaculate. Well, this film, John, is after Ranji Hanna. Anand L. Rai and Dhanush are coming together for a romantic drama starring the latter, Ashi Kapoor and Sara Ali Khan, in a double role. Produced by T-Series, Colour Yellow Productions and Cape of Good Films. The film's music has been composed by A.R. Rahman. Interesting, this is Rahman's second collaboration with Rai after Ranjana. This film is set to be released on February 14th, John.
February 14th? I think I've got the wrong movie. No, it is. It's the one above.
Actually, Ray.
I was thinking about Sardar Udham Singh, Stephen, the one above it.
That's the next one on my list. I don't know what's happened, John, but we'll go back to obviously Sardar Udham Singh in a little moment. But that was certainly the one that was on my list. I think I've probably updated the list since.
Isn't it? Is this actually? It is actually Kumar. This guy is amazing, Stephen. As I says, while speaking about Suryavanshi, he looks as though he's the type of actor that can do it all. He can do action, he can do drama, he can do romance. He's a real jack of all trades actor, charismatic, tall guy by the looks of it, and just a great actor, a convincing actor. So I like the look of this Ataranji Ray as well. And man, it's coming out on February 14th. It's not long to go.
Valentine's Day,
Valentine's Day. Well, it's a romance, so that makes sense. That would come out. It's T-Series, the infamous T-Series, Stephen. If you were watching YouTube a couple of years back with PewDiePie, he had an epic battle for the ages with T-Series. He was never going to win it. This was a multi sort of media corporation over in India. They have the rights to Bollywood, music, everything.
Absolutely massive, John. Are they the most subscribed channel on YouTube still?
Yeah, I think they are,
Are they? Yeah. Amazing. Right, well, we're going to get back, John, to the one you were referring to. Apologies for that. I actually updated the list since I sent it over to you. So we'll go back to Sardar Udham Singh now. Yes. After stealing hearts with his performance in Yuri, the surgical strike, and bagging the national foot. No, we've already done that one. That was the one we were talking about.
Oh,
that was the one we were talking about, John.
I've lost the plot.
That's okay. That was a biographical one. That was a biographical one. Yeah.
I was thinking,
this is a problem of not working in the same room. We are kind of having to, work remotely here and sort of think on our feet. But that's the joys of live television, I'm afraid. But or YouTube. But Bell Bottom, John, is our next one. It does
look like a good period piece. That's what I'll say. It looks fantastic. That's probably my most intriguing one in the entire list. That and the Ranveer Singh one that's soon to come. But Bell Bottom.
Bell Bottom. Thriller spy films have become Bollywood's favourite genre over the last couple of years. After Baby, Ashi Kapoor is back with another spy thriller, Bell Bottom, directed by Ranjit M. Tiwari. The movie also stars Vani Kapoor, Lara Dutta and Huma Qureshi in prominent roles. Bell Bottom is the first Bollywood film to resume shooting, which started amid the pandemic. The story is based on true events in the 1980s. The film is scheduled for release on April 2nd, so a few months away, John. An action spy thriller, something that we both like. Actually, Kapoor as well in the film, so
that's three now.
That's three.
Three of the first 4 or 5 movies it's featured. Actually, what can I say? He's a superstar. This Ranjit M. Tiwari director, very inexperienced director. Only had 2 movies to their name, and Bell Bottom's one of them, and it's not even completed yet. So, be intriguing to see how they can handle a guy this stature. They've had experience as a second unit director. I can see that. So it'll be interesting. It sounds like an interesting concept. It's Bollywood's favourite genre, as they do say, and it's a spy thriller, and it's actually, and I says it before, just looking at trailer reactions and skirting around this guy's career, he can do just about everything. And doesn't he look good in a suit? And isn't that logo design fantastic? And isn't the bokeh effect with the plane in the background really tantalising too? It looks interesting. He looks like Ethan Hunt mixed with James Bond. I like to look at it.
It's all the right ingredients for a film that I would enjoy, John. But we're going to move on to our next one. It's called Maidan, and 2021 seems to be a year of biographies. Upcoming sports film Maidan is based on the life of India's celebrated football coach Syed Abdul Rahim, also known as the architect of Indian football, played by Ajay Devgan. Directed by Amit Sharma. The film also stars Priya Manna and Asuman Bhagat. The film is set to be released on October 15th. Long way away, John, but this seems to be the year, not just for biographies, but sporting ones as well. We are going to be talking a couple more anyway.
Yep.
We've also covered a couple on our news show just at the end of last year, so it seems to be a big year, 2021, for these films.
Absolutely. Stephen, look, it's a nice concept, combining sports with sort of biography and a biopic, and just mixing it to give us a nice melting pot on the screen. We've seen many, many good sports stories over the years, likes of Cool Runnings, and Lord knows we've had Senna, we've had, what was it, the one with...
Dangal as well.
Dangal was about to speak about. I was actually thinking about Tom Cruise, I think it was. Was it Tom Cruise back in the day, the racing one? Days of Thunder,
yeah.
And Dangal, as you did say, recently watched that. That was a great
Ford v Ferrari as well.
Ford v Ferrari. So it's something that it mixes well. When you take the real story, the sports element, rise and fall. Hopefully, there's no fall in this case. It's something that usually works well. It's something that works as an experience watching it on a movie. And look, Ajay Devgan. Watched many of this guy's trailers. I've yet to watch any of his movies, sadly, and I'm going to sort that out, because there was one in particular that I really enjoyed. I can't actually recall the name just now, but I'll look back and I'll find it. It was an epic sort of musical, and I mind remarking at the time, it's not something we see very often over here. Musicals mixing with that genre, mixing with that historical nature, and having dipped our toes into the Indian movies. It's something they like to do, and they do it very well. He's playing a sports coach, the sort of architect of football in India. Yeah. And I tell you what, Steve, I was surprised looking at Indian football just how popular it is. Certainly, there's an old derby, I think it's the Calcutta derby. I don't know if it is. My ignorance may be showing through here. It's 100,000 fans at these games. So the sport is very popular.
I can believe that, John,
And of course, Stephen, I think we famously had an Indian player play for a certain club here in Scotland. And he took
Celtic.
he played for Celtic. He took the game by storm. He didn't wear football boots, and he was an absolute magician by all accounts. So we personally have been touched by Indian football. So this is something I'm intrigued by. I'm very intrigued by it, and I like Ajay. He looks like a great guy.
That, John. Instead of football boots, it was bandages.
Yes.
He bandages his feet up, which you can imagine actually having better control. Rather than those old-fashioned football boots, but. That's a tough guy. Those old footballs as well would have been absolutely solid.
Yep.
Especially in the wet weather here in Scotland. They've been waterlogged,
Yeah.
But we're going to move on, John.
Again, the director, fairly inexperienced as well. So if I'm looking at the same director here, and I may not be, but I think I am, he done Bad Hi Ho, which we reacted to, and that looked very, very interesting. That was the one with the family, the pregnancy. The woman's pregnant, she's older, and the family are ridiculing her. Everyone's ridiculing her. So interesting to see how he maybe combines different genres here. 2 distinctly different movies.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Intriguing.
Next one, John. Lao Singh Chadha. Now, perfectionist Amir Khan either aces it or doesn't do it at all. After 2016's Dangal, the actor is back with a comedy drama, Lao Singh Chadha, produced by his in-house production company and Viacom 18 Studios. It's an adaptation of the American film Forrest Gump. The film also stars Kareena Kapoor. Yeah.
Someone commented in the chat about this.
debutant actor Vijay Sethupathi and Mona Singh, set to be shot in more than 100 locations. It was initially scheduled for release for Christmas 2020. The revised release date is now set for October 2021. This is obviously due to the pandemic, John. Everything is having that knock-on effect of having delays and release dates moved about, and this is one that you're absolutely right, John. I remember someone commenting about this film in the comment section. I think it might have been either the Dangal review or the reaction. I can't remember, but this film sounds great. An adaptation of the American film Forrest Gump. It's one of our favourite films of all time, starring Tom Hanks and directed by Robert Zemeckis.
Yes.
I can't wait to see this, especially with Amir Khan involved,
Yeah. Well, Stephen, Amir Khan actually done a movie. We were recommended reacting to it, I recall. Looking at the trailer, and he played a strange sort of figure. It perhaps had something, maybe some mental deficiency or something like that. I don't know if that's... I've not seen the movie, so I can't say for sure. But certainly that would arm him nicely for that kind of role, because of course Forrest Gump, he wasn't... How can I say this in a sort of a polite manner? In a diplomatic manner. He wasn't entirely there. He had clearly had something, autism or something like that, so he had issues. So that would arm him well. He certainly played a similar role. Amir Khan, we've watched a couple of this guy's movies now. Dangal, the most obvious one that springs to mind. He's a very talented actor, widely respected in the business over in India for being the most hard-working guy. The transformation for Dangal, he went from a beer belly, maybe not a beer belly, that's being harsh, but he went from a pot belly, maybe put it on deliberately for the role, might add, to being jacked. So this guy, we know he's got the dedication, he's got that attention to detail. I think it was Thugs of Hindustan, was it Thugs of Hindustan, the sort of Pirates of the Caribbean style one? It flopped like hell. We reacted to it. So not everything he touches turns to gold, but I think in the main, looking at his career, a lot of the things this guy touches turn to gold, and he's widely respected. I think he's got it in his locket to play this character. It looks interesting.
Yeah. John, when we do finish the list, I will be asking you the question out of this list, what is going to be your most anticipated one, but keep that in mind anyway for the end of the show.
Fair enough, Stephen. I don't want to give it away, but it's coming.
It's the next one, probably. It's 83, the much-awaited film on India's first victory at the Cricket World Cup of 1983, stars Ranveer Singh as Kapil Dev. The film was scheduled to be released in 2020, but was delayed due to the pandemic. Deepika Padukone plays on-screen wife Romi Bhatia. Directed by Kabir Khan, the film is set to be released in March. Co-distributor Reliance Entertainment is yet to confirm the date of the release, so it's sometime in March, John.
Yes.
Did we spoke about this, didn't we? We talked about this film, I'm pretty sure, at some point in our news items at the end of last year. I'm sure we picked up on it.
I think we were going to speak about it, Stephen. I think we were going to speak about it.
Yeah,
I don't know if we did.
That might have been it, John. I do remember, reading about this story of their first victory, in the Cricket World Cup of '83. Hence the name '83. But this is a film that intrigues you as well, isn't it?
Stephen, Ranveer Singh's amazing. He's an incredible actor. I've seen him as Aladdin, and was it Padmavat? I'm pretty sure it was Padmavat. I may be wrong, and if I am, correct me. But he was fantastic in that as the villain. Supposed villain. He was a maverick.
Yeah, it was Padmavat.
Padmavat. He's in the sort of Surya Vanshi. I can't recall it. Maybe Sabir something. He's in the other police universe movie. This guy can do it all. He can sing, he can dance, charismatic, and he's married to Deepika Padukone as well in real life, because I recall commenting on that. She was in Padmavat too. She was Rajat Singh, I think it was, or Rajput Singh, the hero of the story. She was his wife. But it was actually Aladdin. She was married to. That was the irony of it,
yes. Of the setup, So, but it certainly is.
You've got that chemistry there between those two, and it's a sports story. It's a biopic. It's rooted in history, and it's something that will be close to most Indian people's hearts. They love their cricket. I'm good friends with an Indian guy from Hyderabad, but however you say it, Andhra Pradesh. He loves his cricket. They all love their cricket. It was a World Cup win. It's a great story. It'll be heartwarming. He's a perfect actor to play the role, and it just looks amazing. Look at that photograph, we'll bring it up. The visuals, so rich, so colourful, a lovely palette. It looks authentic. Look at this guy, he looks like a guy from the 1980s with the suit, the hair, the moustache. I'm really excited for this one, really excited.
Yeah, I can't wait, John. But we'll move on to our second last movie of this evening. It's Golmaal 5, and it's Rohit Shetty and Ajay Devgan are back again with another instalment in the Golmaal franchise. The comedy film series has made us laugh out loud since 2006, and there has been no stopping since then. While the release date is not confirmed yet, the film promises as much laughter as the last one. Now, John, I'm obviously taking this from the website. We haven't seen, obviously, this series. It's one of the things we've not really dabbled in yet in our Indian adventure is comedy as a genre, John. We've reacted to a few comedy films, but as far as sitting down, watching them and reviewing them, we've not done that yet.
No, we haven't, and it has to be sorted, Stephen, because, as you say, we've done mostly historical sort of things, and sports stories, and obviously, again, historical biopic story with the Harshad Mehta story, so need to dabble in the more lighter, comedic levity side of things and give it a bash. We certainly reacted to a lot. Bad Hi Ho, as I mentioned, Bala, which was the bald one. There's been a few. The one with the babies get separated and it's two different parents. That looked interesting. And again, Golmaal, I'm looking at the photographs just now in Google Images. They look like a boy band. They look like Westlife meets India. And obviously they're all friends. It looks good, man. And the progression, you see these guys growing up. That's something we've seen done in many a franchise over the years. The likes of the in-betweeners over here. These guys start off at a certain age. We follow them through their evolution. So hopefully the humour's evolved. Hopefully it's not the same humour. Of course, American Pie was another one over here. It's a franchise that took place over a decade, if not longer. The humour never really evolved with that. So difficult to speak about this because obviously I've not seen the other 4 movies. We're on to a Golmaal 5. So perhaps I have to go back on a journey and watch these movies and then I can build my anticipation. But again, Rohit Shetty looks like a well-renowned name, and I know Ajay Devgan is well respected too, so looks okay. But still 83 for me is the most anticipated.
I think so. Always with sequel films, if I've not seen them, maybe the first couple, in this case it'll be 4 films, John, I'm not tending to get into my first sort of foray into the this Golmaal film franchise or the film series into the 5th film. As like yourself, I'll have to go back and watch the first 4 films to really understand where this comedy is coming from. And as you said, for instance, off the top of my head, you've got the Police Academy series, which lasted, I think, 7 or 8 films. I think maybe by the 4th or 5th film, it was starting to dip in quality. So
National Lampoon.
Especially in that genre, John, you're absolutely right. The National Lampoon vacation films as well deteriorate as every film is released. It's just that it's a hard thing to sort of replicate. You see it in the likes of Dumb and Dumber, and the sequel was just not a patch on it, No. But listen, it is what it is. I'm pretty sure it'll be well attended anyway when it is released. But the final film of this evening, John, it's Dhammaka, and usually known as Bollywood's Chocolate Boy for his rom-com roles. Now we've got another name for Chocolate Boy over here, which we'll not get into, but actor Kartik Aaryan is set to break stereotypes with his upcoming film Dhammaka. The actor plays journalist Arjun Pathak in what is said to be a remake of the 2013 South Korean action crime movie The Terror Live. The releasing date is yet to be confirmed. Very intriguing, John.
Yes, what a head of hair, first and foremost. Perfectly crafted beard as well, and he sports the glasses as well, so I'm on board. And Stephen, for the sort of, how shall I put it, the alert view, you look at that photograph there, there's blood splatters on the man's shirt. So he's suited and booted, he's looking dapper, but there's something went seriously wrong with this guy because he's got blood splatters. So that intrigues me right away. The fact it's based off a Korean crime movie as well. We have dabbled in the Korean movies over the last couple of years. Stupendously crafted movies.
I've not seen a bad Korean film yet.
Stephen, clinical in their execution, clinical in the exploration of satire and themes, with a nice superficial story going on in the top. Hopefully Dhammaka can sort of seize upon that and replicate that. But Stephen, again, I can't sit here and say I know much about Kartik Aaryan. He's the chocolate boy of India, or Bollywood by all accounts. I don't know what to make of that. Does that mean he's India's version of Hugh Grant? He doesn't come outside the rom-com genre. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that. If you find a nice little niche or niche,
if you're
depending
good
on
at
where you're
it,
from,
why not?
Stick to it. But it looks interesting. It sounds an interesting concept. he's supposedly famed for doing romantic movies, and he's doing a crime action movie, so he's stepping outside the comfort zone. And all actors ultimately have to do that in their career. We've seen it with Ryan Gosling over here. We've seen it with Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
We've seen it with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Ryan Reynolds as well.
Ryan Reynolds. When they step out, they usually surprise themselves, and they're actually pretty damn decent, regardless
And I
of
wish
the
they
genre.
didn't do it earlier. But John, just rounding up obviously things, I'll let you obviously close the show as normal
Yes.
because you're better at doing it than me. But just getting back to that question on the most anticipated one from this list.
Oh, think we're away, Stephen. Your sound's going. Oh, we may have to go. Be right back again.
Can you hear me?
I can hear
Can
you
you hear
now. Yes, loud and clear.
There we go. We're back. We're back again, and
This
I'm just putting my
is
torch
Major
lights on.
Tom to ground
John, I think it's
control.
actually this connection here is very loose, so I've been picking it up, and I shouldn't be doing that with one of these microphones. But it's Lao Singh Chadha for me, because of Amir Khan is obviously involved in this, and it's a comedy drama. So the fact that it's an adaptation of a well-known story intrigues me anyway. It's going to be very interesting to see whether it will be a sort of remake or it's an inspired version of the classic Forrest Gump story. But I'm very intrigued by this, and that's probably my pick of the 10 or 11.
Yeah. Well, Stephen, I'm going to cheat. I can't pick one, so I'm going to pick out 3. Suryavanshi, Maidan. I'll pick 4. There you go. I'll pick the one you mentioned as well because I love Amir Khan. And finally, 83. Another great sports story I never really mentioned, Invictus. It's just a fantastic story about the South Korean rugby team. So when you do that, you balance that biopic nature, historical story, sports story, big screen, great actors. It usually works. So that's my 3-4. Suryavanshi, Maidan, 83, and Lao Singh Chadha. I can't pick one. You can't force me to pick one, so I'm just going to go with the 3/4. That's going to round it up though. I don't know if we can round up here, Stephen, from this scene. I have copied the various different sort of macros into the various scenes, but we'll see when I go to try it, and I may have to go to myself. But wait, that's going to round it up. What is your most anticipated, not anticipated? I thought I thought Pussycat. I did dear Pussycat. What is your most anticipated Bollywood movie of this year, 2021? 2020's in the dust, and we're all thankful for it. You can comment below if you've got a particular favourite, and you can also like the video if you've enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this in the future. And if you do, we'll bid you farewell. I'm going to try it. Is it going to work? And no, it's not. I'll go to myself. Bye bye, guys.